Right. Let's see if we can get technology working for me today. You first, yeah. So, waiting to find out if I'm actually going live or not. Oh, here we go. So I'm just going to go live, waiting for my computer to catch up. Yeah, brilliant. So I believe, we're going to wait for technology to catch up. It says it is. Wonderful. Hi, everybody. So carrying on with lockdown lessons. So I'm only coming on for a few minutes just to talk about books. It's World Book Day. So even in the midst of a global pandemic, parents still have got to think about World Book Day. You don't get away with it that easy, do you? So I thought I'd take the opportunity to talk about books. Now, books are something that are very close to my heart. I've worked in libraries before. I love books. I am not a techie person, as you can probably tell from the amount of times it's taken me to sort out this Zoom live stream. And a lot of people get scared when it comes to going through their books because they think that, I don't know, maybe a professional declutterer wants them to get rid of them all. And Marie Kondo said you shouldn't have more than 7. And actually, that's a load of rubbish. Marie Kondo hasn't ever said that. Because numbers are a very individual thing. So what works for one person, it might work that you only need 5 books. It might be that you need 500 books. It's all very individual. So I'm just going to talk about 3 things to consider when you are looking at decluttering or sorting out your books. Let's not talk about getting rid of them. Let's just approach them in a different way first. So the first thing to think about, I've got it written down, is to not think of it as a collection. We do this with loads of different things. So we do it with stamps, we do it with mugs, we do it with shoes, we look at clothes. We see things as a whole rather than an individual thing. And that's quite dangerous when you're living in clutter, because it means that you can't break into that collection and you just have to keep adding to it and it never gets any smaller. And in fact, if you look at things as an individual item, so if you look at your books individually and decide as an individual thing, do you really like that book? That will help you let go of some, because I can guarantee even in the biggest of book collections, there are some that you will not ever want to read and you've just ended up with them. So that moves on to, so that's number 1, is don't look at it as a collection, look at them as individual items. The second one, and kind of links in, is stop thinking about your fantasy self and look at your real self. So fantasy self might be that you have very worthy books on your bookshelf that you think you should be having because that's the kind of person you are, but actually you would never read War and Peace, for example, in a million years, and actually you're more into I was going to say Jill Mansell. Okay, so have the books that you actually will read, that you really do like. And it might be that it's, for me, it's a battered old Enid Blyton book instead of I'm trying to think of all the ones that I let go. I can't even tell you because they weren't important to me. I just had them on my shelf because I thought I should. Also with fantasy self, instead of thinking of how things should be as worthy, there's also ones that are from a past self. So look at things that maybe when you were at uni or in an old work position that aren't you now. Okay, and also with fantasy self, things you're going to do. So it might be that if you're into your craft, you might have got loads of knitting pattern books or loads of cooking books. And actually, when you go to cook, you go to Google instead of looking at the cookbook. Okay, so look at them as what is reality for you Is it that you are actually going to read them? In which case, get them in your diary. Make time to sit and read. Don't just think at some point in the future. So when I have time, I will read it. You will never have time unless you actually make time happen. So that's number 2. And number 3 is when you're ready to let them go, there's different avenues. Even in lockdown, when you can't take them to charity, there are still a few things that you can take them to. So I really, really like Zip It. It's an app on your phone. It's dead simple, and I will post a video on how I use Zip It to show you how simple it is. You scan the barcode, it tells you if it wants it or not. If it does want it, it tells you how much. And then you put them in a box, wrap it up nicely, and then you drop it off at a Collect Plus shop and for free, and Zip It come and pick it up. You can put them on Facebook Marketplace. If they're kids books, you can put them in your parenting groups. So that's really useful. There are book dump bins, so like charity big metal bins in like car parks, recycling centres still. And also there's a really good charity if you are in South Yorkshire called Books for Good Causes. So just find them on Facebook. A lovely lady called Jill Ashton will come and pick them up for you, and she'll distribute them to really good causes. So there you go. That they are my 3 things that you need to be aware of when you are looking at your books. Okay, so that's it. If you've got any questions or you need any help with sorting your books out, come into our Untangled by Tingle Cluttered to Calm community on Facebook and get support there for free. It's all this kind of stuff, the really how-to nitty-gritty that we help you with, as well as occasional bit of mindset on working on that as well. So there you go. I hope to see you in there soon. Have a good World Book Day. Enjoy your books, get them read, and I will see you soon. Take care. Bye bye.